The Ballard House really began in 2005 at the Inspirational Morning when Mo Anderson issued a challenge to every market center to do a project that was so significant that it would leave a legacy in the community.
I ask you, will you please light the world's tomorrow? What will be your legacy?
We started the nonprofit and started raising money, decided what our mission was going to be, to provide temporary housing in a warm, safe environment for patients and their caregivers coming to Houston for treatment of a life-threatening illness. We were paying for people's stay at extended stay hotels. The hospitals here got wind of what we were doing, and one of their patients, named Aaron Ballard, said, "Look, we're going to buy the land and build what you want to build." The Ballard House is a 40-room hospitality house. We're located in Katy, Texas, in the master planned community of Cinco Ranch.
And the blessing of the Ballard House is that our guests get to stay for free. There is no charge because of the community support that we get.
Since the inception of the Ballard House, not a week, really almost a day, passes by without a Keller Williams agent being here, volunteering, donating, dropping off goods, and just supporting the mission.
Because my daughter's condition is so rare, there are no hospitals or doctors in Oklahoma that can treat her. For her, it is very life-changing to be able to have access to the hospital so easily versus being in Oklahoma where it would just be almost impossible for her to get the care she needs.
I feel like I'm at home, and I really like it because the beds are comfy, and we have a recliner in our room. It has toys. Sometimes they have kids that I like to play with.
What the Ballard House does is life-changing and actually life-saving. You can have the greatest doctors in the world, you can have the greatest research in the world. If the patients can't get to you, it's of no use.
In 2017, I was diagnosed with colon cancer. It was in my blood, so that was my terminal diagnosis for that. You know, I wanted a second opinion, so I come to Texas to MD Anderson, and they said, yeah, we can put you on a clinical trial. If I didn't have the Ballard House to stay at, we'd have to scramble to get a hotel, or the money would add up. It'd just be stressful on top of everything else. Once we got this secured down, that stress is gone. The volunteers here and the full-time people here, they're good friends now. I mean, I know them all by first name, and they know me by name, call me the Oklahoma Kid.
Being part of something bigger is something that we've all always cherished and wanted to do. Keller Williams has done that, and this mission has done that. It has allowed us to embed in our community, to show the value of agents, community, fellowship.
It really does feel like home away from home for us. The Ballard House is truly a blessing to us. It's a wonderful place to be, it really is.
This is home to me.
Our next story proves that Inspirational Morning can change the world. Sitting in the audience, just like all of you are now, you took inspiration, and the Ballard House demonstrates that you can take this inspiration right back to your community and make miracles happen. Please welcome Chris and Fabiola.
Chris, when you went home from the 2005 Inspirational Morning, where we talked about leaving a legacy, how did you get started?
Well, first of all, thank you so much for having us up here this morning. And we are so grateful for all that you cheered us on for 18 years, right up until this very day. And we really, really love that and are grateful for that. When we went back, we kind of felt like it was going to be like a competition a little bit. We envisioned every market center coming up with something epic, and so we thought, well, we better do something good. And Our owners, Gail Huffman and Kathy Dricenti, chartered our nonprofit, Cinco Charities, and with the support of the ALC and the entire Market Center, a handful of us came together as the first board of directors, and we needed a mission. And at that time in West Houston, those of you who know Houston, all the hospitals were being built in the 2000 to 2010, including a satellite branch of MD Anderson, and we envisioned a facility where we could provide free housing to patients coming to the area for treatment of a life-threatening illness. And those patients, by the way, are the real heroes in this story, the ones fighting for their lives. And most of the patients are cancer patients, but we have had people stay as long as a year waiting for a transplant at the Ballard House. You know, it's the typical story of the domino drop, and in Gary's book, The One Thing. And we met monthly and said, what's the one thing we have to do this month, this year, to move our project forward? And every time a domino dropped, it knocked over a bigger one down the road.
So Fabiola, it mentioned it in the video, but how in the world did you come up with enough money to buy land and build this massive property?
Well, we gathered as a market center and started creating fundraising events. And when we got to $50,000, we set out a budget, a $1,000 monthly budget to pay for the hotel expenses for those traveling to save their lives. Eventually, MD Anderson heard about it, the Ballard family learned about it because Erin was fighting for her life, and she felt guilty to be in a hometown with the great medical center that we have. She donated her rental property, and we called it Erin's Place. Through several years of continuing the charity work, they made a transformational donation that, if I can quote it, I think was over $1 million to donate the land and the structure. And we named it the Ballard House in their honor.
Well, Fabiola, how many families have been seen by the Ballard House since its inception?
So we have been able to remove the obstacle of lodging, which, as we know, being here today is expensive to stay in hotels. We've serviced almost 9,000 patients and their caregivers, so about 20,000.
So how many nights of lodging would that be?
The nights has equal to, we're actually on pace to hit 100,000 nights, which is equivalent to about $20 million obstacle for those traveling to the Houston Medical Center.
Wow. Wow.
Can you share one story that just truly and deeply touched your heart from the Ballard House?
There is a lot. We hear them every day, every week. But as a parent, I think hearing that your child has one of the most rarest syndromes called Cloves syndrome, and that their only way to survive and thrive is in another state, can be hard. In being able to give that to a family and the light that Candace and her beautiful daughter, Nari, have, just stays with you, still with us every day.
So your favorite stories about Nari? Come on in, Nari. Hi, sweetheart. You want to walk over here with us? Well, Nori, I got to meet you yesterday, and I think you're my new best friend. So, Nori, how old are you?
I am 6 years old.
6 years old. Well, you're beautiful, and I'm just so proud of you. And so, Nori, let me ask you, what do you want to be or do when you grow up?
I want to be lots of things. I want to
You're
be
going to be a doctor?
an artist, and a singer.
Oh, you're going to be a singer. Oh, my goodness. You can sing?
Yeah,
Well, what song do you like to sing?
A Million Dreams.
Would you sing for us?
Yes.
Oh, boy. That's exciting. Will you sing? Just
I close my eyes and I can see the world that's waiting up for me, that it feels like home.
Oh, that was so good. You guys have competition. Well, would you like to grow up and go to their school and sing with them, maybe?
Yeah, pretty much.
Y'all got work to do.
Well, I tell you, that's just the most exciting thing I've ever seen is your singing. So will you practice a lot and so you'll be real good and you'll knock them out of the saddle? Will you practice a lot?
Yes.
You're singing. Well, Mom, let me ask you, what do you just love about the Ballard House?
The connections I make with other people, and I like the friends I meet there, like my friend Ellie, aka Eleanor, and Riley and Chloe.
So you've got friends at the Ballard House.
Yep.
Well, where do you live?
Oklahoma City.
Do you know that I'm from Oklahoma?
No.
And you live on the west side of Edmond, and I kind of live on the south side. So you know what? When we get back home, I'm going to invite you to over to my house because there's a room in my house that you're going to love because my little great-granddaughter over there just loves some of the rooms in our house. Oh, my goodness. She's right there. Can you wave at her? There, wave at her. That's the way, Lucy. And maybe I can have her come when you come. Now, she's much younger than you, but I know you'll like her. Well, let's ask Mom. Mom, what do you think of the Ballard House?
Well, first I want to thank Chris and Fabiola and the Ballard family. I want to thank God for putting this idea on their hearts. I'm so sorry. It's just really amazing the things that we've been able to do just because of the Ballard House and being able to stay locally in Houston. Nari just had surgery this year on January 4th. And she left on Valentine's Day, February 14th. And we were there for 45 days. And I can't imagine staying in a hotel for 45 days and just the financial strain that would provide us. And being able to be at the Ballard House. When we walk in, it truly feels like home. We've been there a few times, and so every single time we've been welcomed with open arms. It gives us a place to sleep peacefully. And like I said, it truly does feel like our second home. We never have to worry about anything, whether it's toiletries, sheets. We've even borrowed someone's car once. And she gave it to us with no second thoughts. And so I just truly appreciate everyone who has had a part and played such a huge part in creating the Ballard House and giving us somewhere where we can be stress-free. I can't thank you all enough. I truly cannot. And I'm so appreciative.
Love it. And Dad, how do you feel about the Ballard House?
I love everything about the Ballard House. One of the main things I love is how they help us out financially. Traveling back and forth from Oklahoma to Texas is a lot. You know, it takes a lot. And just for the Ballard House to relieve some of that financial stress off of us is top tier. So I definitely thank the Ballard House for that. And yeah.
That's good. That's a good point. So Fabiola, how is the Ballard House funded?
Well, we are completely funded by you, the people. 70% of our budget comes from individual donors. 30% comes from companies, big and small, including KW agents doing transactional giving. The biggest part of what we do is we carry the KW culture of no government funding, no loans, and no lines of credit. We fully provide the service with your help.
Well, Fabiola, here's another 10,000. And
Oh my gosh.
I have a little surprise for my new very best friend. So would you like to open the surprise?
I love Barbies.
You love Barbies.
And I always wanted to have the big dog, Tracy.
Oh, look at this beautiful Barbie.
Thank you very much.
What'd she say?
Thank you very much.
Well, Norris, you're my new best friend, and you are so welcome. I told you there might be a surprise, right? You're welcome. Enjoy your Barbie.
All right. So Fabiola, a man named Bob Carter joined KW International in 1986. And he worked tirelessly until we lost him to his fight with cancer. Please roll the video.
Gary had a great idea for profit share and how to pay it out, and Bob was the coder here in Austin, Texas for multi-level marketing.
We were in the service business and the sales business, and you had to have somebody that could carry out this grand plan of this profit sharing. When there was a problem, he would go in and fix it. And so we owe an enormous amount to him, not just in profit share, but the kinds of things that Keller Williams was an innovator on.
He headed our IT division, and during that time, he noticed a spot on his back, and it turned out it was melanoma. They immediately started aggressive chemo.
He kept working, and he was just so diligent and so focused. He wanted to make sure that this whole system was so carefully documented because he knew nobody else would be able to do this.
So the Moore system really is, and the profit share system, it was Gary's vision, the actual coding of it, that is Bob's legacy.
All of us that knew Bob were delighted when the Bob Carter Inspirational Award was developed. The kind of person that should be the recipient and has been somebody that has made an impact that will endure and last well beyond that person.
Fabiola.
Fabiola, I want to tell you and Chris that it was a Friday morning when Bob Carter came into my office. It was 1995. It was December, about 2 days before Christmas. And he said, open my door. I was in a meeting, and he opened my door and said, Mo, I have to talk to you right now. And that wasn't like Bob. He came in, sat down in a chair, and he looked at me and he said, I have just been told I have 3 months to live. I was stunned because I didn't know that he had melanoma. I looked at him and I said, Bob, don't receive a death sentence from anybody, even a doctor. And then I took his hands like this, and we prayed together. And he lived 5.5 more months. Now that's not a lot longer, but it was enough longer that Gary was able to, we took turns visiting him, and Gary was able to write legacy letters for his 8-year-old daughter. He wrote a legacy letter for her when she got her driver's license, when she graduated from high school, when she married and had children. So the Lord extended his life long enough for us to get that done. And so I know you feel so honored by this award. Mark?
Yeah, so this year we wanted to honor the entire Market Center, Chris for your foundational work, Fabiola for continuing to carry this on. So as a representative, we wanted to award to the entire Market Center. And we want to thank you for all you do.
What a great job you have done, because the Ballard House is truly leaving a legacy for this Katy Market Center, and we are so proud of you. And here is your song entitled Good, Good Father.
I've heard 1,000 stories of what